the Indy Oval. Race 3 in the Winter Indy calendar. We all know this one. We all love this one. There's a lot of respect for this racetrack, and we're about to take on the Oval. 50 laps under the Indy sun. Race 3 of Winter Indy is about to go green, and we are racing at the Oval. Seeger leads lap number 1 at the World Center of Racing. Nick Pressey sits behind him in that second position, and Indiana's very own Kevin Feemster sitting in third. Briley Wright in the Yellow Submarine running in fourth. Shout out Raging Racer 98 in the chat. It's been a very long time. Glad to have you in the house. 2 laps underway at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Shout out to Emily as well. She's also cheering on for Matt Seeger, who's leading this race. Started on the pole as well. I think that 16 M&M's machine has a lot of special things in store. I'm really excited to see what happens. It's our first oval race in Winter Indy. We started the season at Watkins Glen. Race number 2 at Barber Motorsports Park. And if you were with us on Thursday, we also ran the Gen 4 stock cars at Barber. You want to talk about some drama? You want to talk about some guys that had a hard time? The Gen 4 stock cars at Barber, that was a thrill, let me tell you. Look at them snake down the back straight. They're already going. Seeger in that lead. Nick Pressey in second, and Feemster still in third. 10 cars, single file, and it's Dale Markowski in the double 3 running his Budweiser machine behind the 1-2 Hooters car of Ryan Pinnell. Withers in a more familiar Valvoline number 6, and then just behind the MGD number 2, Thomas Andrews, the Season 4 Thursday Night Thunder champion. Carmen Sienna, last week's winner at Barber, running in the 6th position. Noah Belleville, last week's winner in TNT at Barber Motorsports Park. So we've got 2 Barber winners running 5th and 6th. One of the Bluegrass Bandits from the Bluegrass state of Kentucky, Briley Wright, he runs in 4th. Kevin Feemster in that 3rd position. The top 3 has not changed since we started this race. Tommy Withers in the 6th, now to the left-hand side of Tommy Andrews in the 2. They almost make contact out of 3, and they're going to drag race down the front. Almost a lot of contact back there. Dale Markowski getting around the 1-2. There goes Andrews in the 2. Heavy contact to the left-hand side. He keeps it moving. Not too damaged. And the number 2 car now in big trouble there. The MGD machine. Now trying to get it moving back in the right direction. This is the lap prior. Let's see if we can move this just a little sooner. Nope. Same lap. Let's see if we can find out what happened just a little quicker here. Did he just get loose? Was there contact? Way too much wheel out of turn number 1. Oh, and a little bit of contact there. And Willie, he does not come into the pit, so Thomas Andrews keeps it moving. He sits in 10th. Tommy Withers just went purple. 40.6 seconds to the inside of Ohio's Carmen Sienna. And the number 6 gets around the ABN champion. I think she's an ABN champion. Someone correct me if she's not. I have no idea. I got to find out what her resume says. But she's definitely an accomplished driver, not just in ARCS, but ABN as well. The number 6 now weaving behind the 41. Who's weaving behind the yellow submarine? Briley Wright in the number 3. And that's Elio's number. Well, it might be Scott McLaughlin's number 3 now. I don't know if Scott's driven the yellow submarine. The list of drivers that have, incredibly notable. Rick Mears for 1. Elio for 2. Did Sam Hornish Jr., somebody has to know IndyCar better than I did. Did Sam Hornish Jr. ever run the yellow submarine? No idea. Nick Pressey, 1.3 seconds behind Matt Seeger, and I think the Mach 5 is holding up the rest of the field. Everybody trying to weave around the 94. Here comes Briley in the number 3. 9 laps underway, and the Kentucky pilot moves into the silver medal slot. Feimster moves into 3rd. Nick Pressey starting to fall backwards. The Brooklyn pilot runs in 4th. Briley snaking down that front straight, trying to break everybody's draft. And the target, Chip Ganassi machine of Noah Belleville in the 41. You see him how he weaves back and forth behind the rest of the field. He is staying right on the back of everybody here. John Fry in the house as well. A little love from the West Coast. What's going on, Fry Dog? He says, let's go number 16. Cheering on Matt Seeger in the M&M's machine. 2 seconds, by the way, is the gap between Matt Seeger and the rest of the field. It's incredible. 2.3 seconds, that gap. And everybody else just piled behind Briley Wright. Taking a look at their push to pass. Looks like I don't think they no, they don't have push to pass on this one, do they? That's all right. Shows how much I know about IndyCar racing. 3 seconds now the gap. So I'm trying to figure out what in the world is Matt Seeger doing. What does he not know that the rest of these guys do, or what does he know that they don't? There's just a lot of strategy at play. While Seeger tears away with a 4-second lead. Kevin Feimster's on the outside of Nick Pressey. He zooms into 2nd. Pressey, I think he's just trying to make the car work in traffic. He's going to, look at this, 2-3 wide down the front straight now. Tommy Withers going up behind Briley Wright. And if you don't know, the majority of these drivers are Gen 4 racers. Kevin Feimster, Nick Pressey, Noah Belleville, Briley Wright. So 2nd through 5th. Then Tommy Withers, Ryan Pennell, and then Thomas Andrews in 10th. All of these drivers are full-time in the Thursday Night Thunder Series, the Gen 4 series that we run on Thursday nights, obviously. And here they are just taking these Indy cars at 230-some iRacing miles an hour. It's a lot of fun to watch. It's really intense. There you see Matt Seeger's top speed, 230 miles an hour. Carmen Sienna, who's now moved into the 2nd position, 224 miles an hour, her top speed. Seeger moving at an incredible rate, but I have to think to myself, if he's trying to plan out a 2-stop race, so it's a 50-lap race, and if Seeger's trying to plan out 2 stops in this race, how lean is he running that fuel? How many laps is he planning on going? There's multiple strategies at hand. I'm excited to find out. I'm ready to see what's going to happen here. If you just tuned in, you have not missed a thing. Raging Racers in the chat. John Fry's in the house as well. Emily cheering for Seeger, who's up 7.5 seconds. Something doesn't add up. While they're saving, they've got to be thinking 1 stop. Because last time around, 41.95 was the time for Carmen Sienna. Matt Seeger was running 41.10. So Seeger has broken out to an 0.8 of a second lead. What's now 7.5 seconds between 1st and 2nd. And everybody else drafting behind the 96. So it's got to be a question of saving fuel at this point. Because what else could it be? 2nd through 10th running on a one-stop strategy. Matt Seeger still on the two-stop strategy. 15 laps underway at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Matt Seeger leading by 7.5 seconds. And I think, what is it, Tuesday? Oh, we don't have NFL on tonight, do we? Normally we check the NFL scores and we see what's up. Noah Belleville on the inside. And trying to make a move up into the top 4. Maybe trying to find some other strategy. Let me know who you got in the chat, if you got a favorite driver, if you just tuned in, or if you like the look of one race car over another. Put it in the chat. Let us know what's up. Tommy Withers now has Belleville to the inside, 3 wide down that front straight. Noah Belleville taking advantage of the draft. Grandma Jeannie's in the house as well, talking about how different these Indy cars are. So much faster. And let's bring up the top speeds again. That was the speed last time around. 229 for Matt Seeger, 223 for Carmen Sienna. Noah Belleville cruising at 222 iRacing miles an hour. Aaron Edwards in the chat talking about Matt Seeger has the superior two-stop strategy. We'll see how it works out for him. Although he's already at lap 18, so if he's going on 2 stops, you've got to assume Seeger is trying to come in right around this time here. Carmen Sienna, on the other hand, Noah Belleville and company sitting behind. Thomas Andrews also catching up to this draft as well. They've got to be going with the one stop. The Drip Diecast and Collectibles track facts telling you that they're going to go approximately 25 to 30 laps on 1 tank of fuel. However, with Matt Seeger moving at the speed of sound quicker than everybody else, I'm interested to see how he's going to get the one stop done. Trauma's in the chat saying the 16 is getting it done, son. I'm excited. I'm really excited. We've got, 30 laps to go in our fun little shootout. Race number 3 of Winter Indy. Here are the points coming in, by the way, for those that care. Noah Belleville, Briley Wright, they're tied for first with 18 points. Carmen Sienna, 4 points behind the top 3. Matt Seeger is in. Let's pause this nonsense to talk about the 16 M&M's machine. He's in. Sienna is out. And the new race leader, and Seeger now moves into the pits. So the two-stop strategy, alive and well. Matt Seeger coming in on lap number 20. So that tells you, quick math will say, 2 plus 2 is 4. And Matt Seeger will be exiting on coming in again, on lap 40. Tommy Withers in the Valvoline machine moves up to the 2nd position, and Belleville eager to take that spot from him. Absolutely love the sound of an Indy car. Sorry if it's blowing your eardrums out here. I, that's one of the best sounds in racing. Just Indy cars at the oval is one of the best sounds you can imagine. Thomas Andrews also on that two-stop strategy as well. He decided to come into the pits, and now he's leaving on lap 22, meaning he's going to make it approximately to lap, 44? Will they make it another 3 laps? They were talking about in practice how they're going to make it probably 21, 22 laps. They're out to lap 22 now, so are they also on the two-stop strategy? There's Matt Seeger, who's running 26 seconds off the pace by his lonesome. So now, what's the speed that he's going to put in? And they still stay out. So Sienna and company, if they go to 25, we know that they're on the one-stop strategy. But as we all say, only time's going to tell. I was going to say Thomas Andrews comes out with a 107.94, so he's a lap off the pace. As is Matt Seeger. Is he? I have no idea. I can't count. Nope, there's Sienna. Anyway, I'm rambling about nothing. The leader is in by herself. Carmen Sienna by her lonesome comes into the pits, and the Indiana pilot, one of 2 Indiana drivers in tonight's race, Kevin Feemster, decides to join the race leader into the pits. '96 will calmly coast by, as does the 17. So then it's Virginia's Tommy Withers who leads this race with Noah Belleville behind him. So Sienna's on the 2-stop. Feemster, Seeger, Andrews on the 2-stop. On the pit cycle, Matt Seeger moves up to 7th. 41.09 his last time around the track. 41.72 last time for Tommy Withers. And I think he almost sped or locked it up into the pits. So Withers coming in on lap 25, as is Ryan Pennell. They might be on a one-stop, but they are going to be pushing it so close. There goes the 6. Here comes and goes the Hooters 12. Dale Markowski in the Budweiser machine up to 4th. Nick Pressey putting the boost on in the Mach 5. He goes to the inside of Briley Wright. New leader and Grandma Jeannie's #1 fan, Noah Belleville, your race leader. Does the 41 come in? He does. Nick Pressey also coming in. Oh, is he going to speed? Is he going to speed? Is he going to speed? He locked it up. Belleville looks like he's in. Wright, Markowski, everybody has come in. And now it's this man, Matt Seeger, who's going to come careening by at a ludicrous speed to retake the lead on lap 26. Belleville leaving. Matt Seeger, your new leader, and Emily in the chat cheering him on. Now, halfway into this race, 26 laps of the scheduled 50 complete. If you just tuned in, it is race number 3 of Winter Indy. These are the points as we were mentioning earlier. And points are scored in 1 position increments. So the points leader, the pole sitter, gets a bonus point for winning the pole. 10 points for a win. Then it's 9 points for second, 8 points for third, so on and so forth. That tells you Matt Seeger, with no points scored, straight away would leapfrog into 4th. Cody Pennell's not in this race. Donald Ray's not in this race. Colin McDonough, Ryan Lindemann, all not participating. So by the end of today, we're actually going to have a good look of who's got a chance of winning this championship. And next Tuesday, it's going to be Winter Indy Race number 4. I don't know why those are in the wrong order, but anyway, no racing on Thursday with the Gen 4 cars, obviously, because it's Thanksgiving. And a happy Thanksgiving to everybody, by the way. And then next Tuesday, December 3, we're taking the cars to Road America. It's the final road course race of the season. Then we're going to finish up with Iowa the following week. And then we have Auto Club to end Winter Indy Season 2. I love this little 6-race taste that we get of the Indy cars. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. And if the next 3 races go as well as these 3 races are going, we're definitely coming back for a season 3. And then as the holidays get closer, almost a short hiatus on racing, if you will. TNT ends in 3 weeks, as the semifinals a couple of weeks from now. Then the week after that. And then Winter Indy ending 3 weeks from tonight. And then January, the MX-5s are coming back as well. If you love a little bit of sim racing, if you like this, if you're new to this, it does not matter. I hope you're enjoying just the fun that I'm having and that these guys are having out in their rigs. It's going to be a really, really fun next few weeks. And then when the calendar turns over, we're going to have even more fun with those little MX-5 go-karts, moving at ludicrous speeds on ridiculous racetracks. Speaking of ludicrous, by the way, forgive my rambling as I've been doing all night. How about the gap between first and second? 21 1/3 seconds. Is this real? But where did this guy come from? How in the world is he doing this? 21 seconds the gap. Thomas Andrews, by the way, has moved into the second position. Tanner Lockhart's in the house as well. And man, am I glad to hear from him as well. That's my good friend from the Midwest here. You know, and I don't know if you're a Bulls fan or not, Tanner, but I've been trying to get more into the NBA this year as well, you know, and just trying to see what the Pistons are doing. But man, are they woeful. How are the Bulls doing, man? How are you doing? Let me know. Noah Belleville to the inside of Brooklyn's speed racer, Nick Pressey, in that Mach 5 livery, number 94, now behind the DeSoto, Missouri, soon-to-be Thursday Night Thunder champion. Tommy Withers running in the 5th position, a third of a second behind Briley Wright. Carmen Sienna sits behind Thomas Andrews, and Dale Markowski, by his lonesome, goes green, 40.68 seconds. Matt Seeger still, I don't know what in the world he's doing that the rest of these drivers aren't, but I've never seen somebody pull out this amount of a lead. That's unbelievable. Started on the pole, so he's looking to get 11 points. If the race ends like this, he'll be at 11 points, which puts him 3 markers off the podium. But, of course, the rest of the drivers will gain points as well. So the rest of the race has to shake out. But definitely just making your jaw drop. Like, how is he doing this? How is Dale Markowski doing this? He just went purple, 40.05 seconds. The fastest lap of the race so far. He gets to the inside of Indiana's Kevin Feemster. And then from Gary, Indiana, one Ryan Pennell in the Hooters number 12. He sits behind Nick Pressey, but he's closer to getting swallowed up there by Kevin Feemster in the 17 Landmaster machine. Matt Seeger in that 16, 21 seconds ahead of Thomas Andrews. And while Seeger is by his lonesome, this is what the world looks like from the second position. Andrews sitting in that second position, and my man Tanner Lockhart talking about the Bulls here, saying they're mediocre, but that can be said about all Chicago sports teams. And I'm doing well. Thank you so much. Matter of fact, yeah, we definitely need to catch up about our Midwest sports teams here. Shout out to Nigel as well. Shout out to the whole family. Hope everybody's well. And if you just tuned in, shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're having fun with us here. We've got just 15 circuits remaining, and we're going to get a quick word from our producers here about their thoughts on this particular race. And producer Sebastian here with a quick word. Sebastian, give me your thoughts on Thomas Andrews and his shot to win, but also, what do you think about Matt Seeger dominating? Producer Philip also chiming in with a couple of important words about Seeger. Philip, you've seen Seeger dominate all night tonight. How do you feel about that one? Poignant words from our production team about these drivers here, but certainly an opinionated team and in no way motivated by lunch meets or other influences. Sebastian with more words about Matt Seeger's performance as he almost tumbles over with excitement. And then, Philip, one final word here about Seeger's success, and how do you think this race is going to pan out? Certainly a very opinionated crew, but plenty of racing to go. And another pit stop on the way as well. Mind you, Matt Seeger pitted on lap number 20, meaning he's due for another pit stop in about 3 laps' time. Now, the only drivers that pitted on lap 25 were Dale Markowski. Then you've got Nick Pressey in the 94. That Mach 5 machine also pitted on lap 25. If he's saving, he might just make it on one stop. Noah Belleville and Briley Wright also pitting on lap 25. Carmen Sienna on lap 23. Tommy Withers lap 24. Matt Seeger pitted again, by the way. I didn't notice this while I was probably messing around with these producers over here. He came in on lap 35, so he gives up the lead, goes down to 10th. So he pitted just a couple of laps ago. And now Thomas Andrews is your new leader, the New Jersey pilot, trying to bring home the win at Indianapolis. And Lockhart asking if he can go 23 laps on tires and fuel. Well, we're about to find out. It's about to be, we're closing it on 10 laps to go. He says 13. Yeah, Matt Seeger can definitely go 13 laps on fuel there. He did come in on lap 20. He also came in on lap 35. Thomas Andrews also pitted on lap 20 with Matt Seeger, so Andrews might be due for a stop on lap 40. At this point, he may just cycle back, but I don't know if he's going to have enough time to get back up to this position. But genuinely, what the hell do I know? I'm just here for the racing, and I have no idea what's going to happen. Let's settle in for the next 10 laps. Matter of fact, I'm going to grab myself another can of Coke. You guys do the same, and we're going to watch some exciting racing. And that's Thomas Andrews in. He relinquishes the first position. And now we're going to see just how far he falls and just how long he's going to have to make it. Riley Wright becomes your new race leader. And it is so little time between them. Look at Dale Markowski swerving to the inside. Markowski to the lead in the 33. Just how far are they going to make it? That's what I want to know. I'm really, really excited to see how this ends up. 50 laps are scheduled distance. We do have overtime in this in this series, I guess. We do have 3 green-white checkers that we can run to. now Markowski just flying away from the rest of the field. It's only 8 laps to go now for Dale Markowski. He still has to pit. Kevin Feemster is in. The Indiana pilot decides to come on down into the pits, and this is his final pit stop of the night. 8 laps to go. Dale Markowski leading. Everybody still has a pit stop to make. Tanner Lockhart talking about the hard work that Matt Seeger puts in. He says he works very hard to stay near the top. Very excited to see how the strategy plays out. I am too. Everyone still has a pit stop to make, or do they? Who's made contact? Was it Sienna? Carmen Sienna, last week's winner at Barber, has made contact with the outside wall. As she was saying in practice, you can lose a little bit of the left side. What you can't lose is the right side of the race car, and she's made contact with the right side of the wall. And now she has to hold on for another 5 or so laps. Tommy Withers in that 5th position. Matt Seeger in 8th on the lead lap. And again, he has pitted. Thomas Andrews, 25 seconds behind him, has pitted. Kevin Feemster has pitted. The enemy for them now is the caution. Dale Markowski will cross the line. It is 5 laps to go. Markowski has decided to kick. He's turned on the jets before the pits, and this could be good for Dale, knowing he might not make it on fuel. And if he's gambling on everybody else not making it on fuel, he's expanding the gap before he comes into the pits. He minimizes risk, and he has an excellent pit exit, which is one thing that Matt Seeger must be doing better than everybody else, because if Matt Seeger has worked on his pit lane etiquette, he really just has done an amazing job, because that's been his Achilles heel in Thursday Night Thunder. Attacking pit road and exiting pit road with attack as well. If he's fixed that for tonight, he just might be in the good here. However, it all depends on if Dale Markowski and the rest of the field are going to try to make it on fuel. The top 4, Markowski through Pressey, have all pitted. I'm willing to bet these guys are gambling on Dale not having the gas to go the distance. To the inside, Brooklyn's Nick Pressey. To the left-hand side of Greensburg, Dale Markowski. If you just tuned in, we've run caution-free for the previous 45 laps. Markowski does not have the fuel to make it. He's in. Dale Markowski is into the pits. His Indy race will have 2 stops. Nick Pressey, new leader. And it's 4 laps to go. Kentucky's Briley Wright in that 2nd position, and then DeSoto, Missouri's Noah Belleville running in 3rd behind the Mach 5. 3 to go when they cross the line. Will they make it? There's Matt Seeger. Pressey stays out. Everybody else stays out. Seeger closing that gap, and it's 3 laps to go. There goes, I'm sorry, I was going to say Andrews. That's not Andrews. The Gary, Indiana driver, I'm sorry. Ryan Pinnell to the inside. Completely forgot that. Matt Seeger has run his quickest lap of the race, 40.93 seconds. Remember, his tires also more fresh than the rest of the field. But as the saying goes, it's one thing to catch him. It's another thing to pass him. Seeger gets around Sienna with ease. Now to the inside for Withers, and it's 2 laps to go at Indy. Pressey leads. They're going for broke now. Look at Seeger, though. Seeger has gotten around Withers. Look at Noah Belleville now to the inside. Belleville passes Briley Wright. He's up to 2nd. Matt Seeger has closed that gap. That draft was unbelievable. He was 6 car lengths behind him. Watch the run that Seeger gets. Let's go on board with the M&M's car. Oh, they've made contact. Seeger's in the wall. They've made contact, and Matt Seeger's in the wall. Ryan Pennell keeps it moving. Nick Pressey in the lead. They've made contact. Seeger is in the wall. Caution is going to fly. Coming to the white flag. Nick Pressey leading this race. Noah Belleville behind him. Matt Seeger running right up to Ryan Pennell. Yellow flag flies right before Nick Pressey gets to the white flag. And we have extended our race. It will be a green-white checker at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And you wanted drama. You've got drama. Don't you love sim racing? Don't you love that? Aaron Edwards screaming netcode in the chat. Tanner Lockhart saying I jinxed him. Emily, surprised. Let's see what happened to the 16. Oh, netcode. Netcode with Briley Wright. No contact indeed. And there is that net code. One more look. No contact at all. At all. Let's see if we can tag along with the back end of Briley right here. Try to get the left front there. Let's try again from Matt Seeger's point of view. And netcode puts a 16 car into the wall. Nick Pressey in the 94 will come out as your race leader. Noah Belleville in the second position. Everybody comes down on lap number 50. And Sebastian with some poignant words about how this race is going to end. Aaron Edwards talking about the two-stop strategy had worked. The two-stop strategy came to fruition. And I tell you what, I wish we could have seen Seeger go for that last lap pass. He's now going to be in 10th with 2 laps to go. Everybody on the same footing. Nick Pressey will be the race leader. Trauma says that blow. Yeah, it does blow. One more look at what happened with Matt Seeger. Net code. No contact between the 3 and the 16. And that's all it took. So Brooklyn's Nick Pressey will have control of the field. The lights are out atop the pace truck. It's going to be 2 laps remaining. The scheduled distance of 50 is going to be extended by a little bit. I'm excited. Sim racing or not, sim racing or it doesn't matter. This is racing. This is that excitement that you feel right now. That's the essence of sport in general, racing. Just you get in the sim rig. If you've ever done this racing, you know how difficult this is. Nick Pressey knows that you cannot pass to the inside. Before you get to the line, he's guarding that inside. The green flag will fly. It will be 2 laps to go as the pace truck peels off. 5 miles to decide round 3 of Winter Indy. Green flag is out. Clean through the first corner. And there's a wreck out of turn number 1. We're going to stack them and do it again. Caution is out. Nick Pressey survives. Noah Belleville survives. Matt Seeger. Was he damaged? He looks okay. Carmen Sienna and Dale Markowski and Kevin Feemster. One of our Indiana drivers in today's race has been injured and will now limp back to the pits. What happened here on lap 1? Carmen Sienna involved. Actual contact this time, or does the 96 just get loose by herself? And then what happened to Dale Markowski? Ooh. No, a lot more contact resulted. Let's see if we can get a better look at what happened to Sienna. I think she just got loose. Everybody just checked up around her as well. One more look, and then keep your eye on Dale Markowski up top. Oh, Markowski also gets loose. Markowski gets into Andrews, and Markowski gets into Feemster. Watch Dale Markowski go for a spill. Cold tires on the grass. Gets into Andrews. Nowhere for Feemster to go. At all. Meanwhile, Matt Seeger moves past all of it. Look at him sail through all of it. Can you imagine? And he... it's funny just because Seeger's trying to avoid it so hard. One more look here. Just listen to the car. Listen to him get on the brakes. Just really woes it down. Gets into first. He lets Dale do his thing. And Seeger's out of there. So, we're going to have our second of 3 green-white checkers, and it is DeSoto, Missouri's Noah Belleville, who is leading this race in control of the field. Tommy Withers is now behind him. Let's see if we can bother the DeSoto man for a word. Noah Belleville, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
I got you.
So, interesting the net code there, kind of getting Seeger before the white flag. Now we have a wreck into turn number 1. It looked like Dale Markowski had cold tires and he just put them on the grass. Is that going to be the danger for you when we get the green flag, is going to be the cold tires?
Nah, I feel pretty good.
You got it. Sounds like you know you got a chance to win this race. It sounds like you know you're going to win this race. Tommy Withers is no slouch. He sits behind you. Matt Seeger has also had the fastest car all night. He's back in the pits. Maybe he's got something up his trick for these he's got a trick up his sleeve for these last 2 laps. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's going all out now. We were all saving fuel at the beginning, or the whole race pretty much, but except for Seeger. But
yeah, what the hell is with that? No, but before we go any further, I need to know, how does he go out 21 seconds ahead of the rest of the field? What is going on?
Well, he decided not to save fuel, so he just took off, and everybody else was gonna try and save fuel. And I mean, it ended up where once we got to the end there, we were all back together, so who knows what happened. But I mean, we just had to save so much fuel to eliminate a pit stop that we had to go slower. Like, if he wanted to go out there and do a 2-stop, that was him. That's what that looked like. He had to run away with it, and we just, if we wanted to save enough fuel to only do 1 stop, we had to be that slow.
But he about ran away with it. That's the thing. Like, he may have very well won this race on the 2-stop strategy.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were all, like, I knew he was going to catch us, so I was just trying to save as much fuel as I could until he caught us, and then once he got to us, I was going to start going. Like, pretty much right when that caution came out, I was switching my map back to the fastest engine map and was getting ready to put the hammer down, but it didn't really matter because the caution came out.
Tanner Lockhart saying Seeger needs a miracle. I don't know. He might just have the juice there. Honestly, who's your biggest threat here? Going to green in 2 corners.
Dude, I don't even know. There's about to be so many lead changes in this 2 laps. You're not even going to be able to keep up with it.
We only got 2 more green-white checkers, man. Hopefully y'all don't burn it up. All right, I'm going to let you focus, and hopefully we talk to you at the end.
All right. See you, Rick.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. We'll see exactly what happens in a short amount of time, a very short amount of time. Who knows? It might be green to the end. We might have to use our last green-white checker. I just know that it's gonna be a thrill. If you just tuned in, this is the best time of the race right here. 2 laps to go at Indianapolis. Noah Belleville with control. Green flag is out. 5 miles to go. Emily hoping for the Thanksgiving miracle. Noah Belleville hoping that Withers doesn't get frisky behind him. And he does. Withers to the inside, looking for the win at Indianapolis. Belleville on the outside. Pinnell trapped in the middle. 3 wide through turn number 3. No contact made, and they make it clean and green. White flag. This time by. Tommy Withers in the 6. Now has Belleville behind him, and they're going to drag race. Pressy to the inside. White flag furiously waving in the air, and it's Brooklyn's Nick Pressy to the lead. 2 miles to go. Do they make huge contact? 3, 4, 5 cars. Pinnell decides to do a somersault, and it's Nick Pressy in the lead. Noah Belleville behind him, and Tommy Withers still racing in this one. Pressy weaves. He tries to disturb the air, but he scrubs off so much speed. Withers behind him. Pressy now in the 94 trying to play defense, and it will be Belleville with a run out of 4. 6 to the inside. 94 to the outside. 41 needs somewhere to go and a straightaway to decide it. It's Pressy. It's Withers. Belleville to the inside. 3 wide and across the line. It's Tommy Withers who wins race 3 at Indianapolis. Unofficially by 1/100th of a second. And Ryan Pinnell is still upside down doing God knows what in turn number 2. What a ride. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. That's that kind of racing. Oh, you gotta love it. You've got to love it. Happy Thanksgiving to Tommy Withers, Noah Belleville, Nick Pressy. Everybody, including you watching. What happy Thanksgiving. How's that for a little bit of a holiday treat? Let's go back to that white flag. And coming out of turn number 1, about 6 people died. Let's see what happened. Keep your eye on the Hooters car because he's about to see the world from a different perspective. So Wright and Sienna make contact out of turn number 1. Everybody gets bunched up. Nowhere for Ryan Pinnell to go. Matt, my God. What happened to Matt Seeger? Holy crap. Watch this. Through the fence and all sorts of time and space. Nowhere for Ryan Pinnell to go, and then Matt Seeger just flies through the air. Feemster gets involved as well. Let's go to live pictures here. I bet you Tommy Withers is doing a sick burnout, and there are 2, 3 cars trying to do something here. Tommy Withers is damaged. And then, how about the run for the checkered flag? I think we slowed it down too early here, but check this out. Pressy, Belleville, and across the line, 1/100th of a second. The difference, that is pretty cool. And Belleville even makes contact with the inside wall. That's impressive. We're going to get our top 3 here. Tommy Withers, Noah Belleville, Nick Pressy. Sit tight. We'll be back in just a minute. on the podium now with our top three after a super impressive finish at Indianapolis. And there's the gap unofficially, 1/100th of a second from Tommy Withers to Noah Belleville, and then Nick Pressey looks like about 3/100ths off of second place. Let's start with our Brooklyn pilot, Nick Pressey. Nicky, great drive, great paint scheme, by the way. That Mach 5 car was awesome. How'd you have? Did you have fun? How'd you enjoy the race?
It's a wonderful homage to one of my favorite pieces of media. But today's race was pretty fun. It's just the fuel saving was pretty hectic for the first 95% or so of the race. No one really knew if they could make it or not for a good while on that second stint, to the point where Seeger almost caught us at the end there. And at that point, I just decided, you know what? I don't know if I have enough, but I probably do. So let's try. And I do believe I did have enough. Had the yellow not coming to the white. Ended up having to put twice under the next two yellows just to fill the thing back up. And it's I'm all right with that. Considering the way it all panned out. At this point, I didn't get the win, but to be part of a finish like that, I don't think I can find any shame in it.
Moving on to second place, Noah Belleville, unbelievable ride there towards the end. Obviously, you had a chance to win it. We talked to you just before the restart there. Where did Withers get you?
I mean, being the lead car, you're going to have people coming up behind you. I knew that was going to happen. I knew I was going to get passed. I was just trying to time the run as good as I can. We were 3 wide there on the backstretch, I believe it was, and I was just like, all right, I'm going to back up here, try and build a run. And I felt like I timed it pretty good. I don't really think I could have timed it much better, just missed it by 7 thousandths.
A pretty close finish to the end. Sparks flying off your race car, and you almost got him at the line here. The points are going to be shaken up a little bit, but I think I think it's just more about that finish. That's as we watch you cross the line. That's an unbelievable ride to the end here. Bringing in Tom.
I didn't hit the inside wall.
No, I'm surprised you didn't hit the inside wall as well. Let's bring in our race winner, Tommy Withers. Now, Withers, obviously you had to think that you had a shot when the white flag flew, but did you think it would end like that?
We were in a good position there. I wasn't gonna make it on fuel until that late caution came out to really bail me out. And then I was able to stay up front, and yeah, no, that was nuts. It's not often I get to talk to you as a winner, so I definitely didn't expect to be here, but glad I am.
So you're on the top step of the podium. We're gonna refresh the points right now as we're watching this last lap one more time. But a 3-wide finish at Indianapolis, iRacing or not, does not happen every day, man. So how you feeling about the Indy cars now? Do you like them a little more than you did?
Oh man, I mean, I've never not liked these cars, right? It's just the fragileness of it. But I think having to really save fuel there for most of that race let us all be in contention there at the end of the race, which made it a ton of fun. To be 3 wide with Pressey and Moldy and come out on top is pretty sweet. So yeah, definitely one of the more special wins I've had for sure in ARCs.
Next week, we're going to Road America, so hopefully you can take a little more of that mojo there. Unofficially, you are 4th in points, 4 markers off of Carmen Sienna. Noah Belleville will have a 5-point lead headed into round number 4. Congratulations on the win, man. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Rick. You too, man. Appreciate you.
Fans at home, that's going to do it tonight, and another WinterIndy Race is in the books. I had fun. I hope you all had so much fun as well. Have a very safe and happy Thanksgiving on Thursday. Obviously, we're not running the Gen 4 cars on Thursday night, so we will be back next Tuesday at Road America on December 3rd, right here, 8:40 p.m. on Rick James TV. And until that next race, everybody, please stay safe. Do take care of each other.